Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Jimmy Carr, the very best of Jimmy Carr, from sexually harassing a horse to British swearing. Has a promising title? Okay, so let's go.
My favourite story of the last year concerned an Oxford student. He was walking home late one night and he sexually harassed a police horse. Not like that, that'd be my favourite story ever. But he was walking home late one night and he called the police horse gay. That was his crime. Now, if ever there was a victimless crime, that's it, calling a police horse gay. For a start, there's nothing the matter with being gay. Secondly, it's a horse. It can't understand. Thirdly, even if by some miracle it could understand, I think the horse would be okay with being called gay, because I think a horse would be fairly sexually self-confident. I mean, for a start, it's hung like itself. But the policeman didn't let it go. No, he got off the horse, he arrested the young man, took him to the cells overnight. In the end, he was fined £70 through the courts for calling a police horse gay. I wish I'd been his lawyer. I would have got him off. Because in his defence, the horse was standing naked on all fours in the middle of the street.
Also, if that's a true story, and the guy said your horse is gay, he might as well say to the policeman, you're a homophobe.
With a uniform man on his back, that is quite gay. You're gay, right? Come on, you're so far in the closet, you're having adventures in Narnia. It's only a joke. Jokes are fine. Proper homophobia isn't fine. I don't like it when the tabloids are homophobic, because they're such an important part of our culture, the tabloids. When they get it wrong, it sends a very bad message. Do you remember last year when they outed a footballer? Which is a terrible thing to do anyway. They outed this footballer, and in the course of the article where they outed this guy as a homosexual, they described consensual oral sex between two adults, yeah? Two fellas sucking each other off. They described that as a prank. How demeaning to homosexuals is that? To have that act of lovemaking described as a prank. And it also doesn't work from the other point of view, because I like to think of myself as something of a prankster. But I don't think I've ever said, gotcha! Don't forget the balls. Bless you. You really do care. Whereabouts are you from, sir?
New York.
You're from New York. What are you doing over here? Do you mind me asking?
Transfer for work. I'm the Angel man.
You do something? You moved here for work?
Yeah.
What sort of work do you do? I mean, I'm not suggesting I need to see your papers, but what are you bringing to the party?
Finance IT.
Finance and IT. I can't really think what that is. Is that cash points? Hang on, you're looking at ATMs. It's our language. You fucking ruined it. Yeah, next time you have a fight with someone, stop getting us involved.
If it weren't for us, we'd be speaking German.
Sorry, if it wasn't for you, we'd be speaking German. How little do you know about our language abilities? There's no way we'd have picked it up in 60 years. People with Tourette's. What makes them tick? That was originally about suicide bombers. I've toned it down for you.
That was a way better joke. Okay, that's a good one. I like that one.
I'm a big fan of swearing, especially sort of middle-class, polite swearing, the sort of swearing parents do in front of the kids to pretend they don't swear. Terms like effing. We all know it means fucking, but it's a nicer way of saying it, isn't it? I've got a story about this. I was at a wedding with my friend Craig. He's Scottish. He swears a lot. Actually, I don't need to say both of those things. Anyway, we're all suited and booted at this very posh wedding on our very best behaviour. He leans across the table. He says, "Pardon my French." I thought we're in trouble here. I happen to know you don't speak French. You barely speak English. He says, "Pardon my French, but we all know Paul is an effing cunt." As if that's the bit of the sentence that needed cleaning up there. We've got another story about how bad we are at languages. I was doing a bit of material last year about the rioting all over Paris. French people rioting, it's funny. Oh, quick, Pierre, they have a water cannon. If we're not careful, we'll be washed. And I wanted to check I hadn't offended anyone, so I said, are there any French people in? Someone shouted, si, senor. I thought that's a new kind of stupid. Because it's Spanish. 80% of personal ads say, good sense of humour required. And the reason 80% of personal ads say good sense of humour required is because everything else in the personal ad is a lie. You turn up on the blind date, she says, I know I said I was petite and pretty.
That's a fucking good one, bro. I really like that one. Wait, let me go back.
80% of personal ads say good sense of humour required. And the reason 80% of personal ads say good sense of humour required is because everything else in the personal ad is a lie.
That's a good one. That's a good joke. I like that one. And it's a good joke even if it stops right there. He doesn't lead the impersonation after it. It's just a good concept to explore.
You turn up on the blind date, she says, I know I said I was petite and pretty, but you've got to laugh. You think, yeah, I notice it also says you enjoy long walks, which is handy because you can fuck right off. For what it's worth, this is my favourite thing that I've ever written in a card. No one wants to die alone, tied up in a shed, having been tortured for days. So be my Valentine. Anonymity is key to the success of that. Valentine's is easy. All you need to do is get a card with a couple of hearts on it and go for the traditional message. I tend to go for the really old-fashioned sentiment. I love you. There, I said it. Now will you please let me do you up the bum?
Straight to the point. I respect that.
That started a conversation. Great. Valentine's is weird, isn't it? Because it's the one day of the year where you get anonymous mail from a stranger saying, I'd like to fuck you. And you go, oh. Any other day, that's stalking. And I found that out the hard way. Get well soon. Get well soon cards are difficult because it says it all on the front, doesn't it? Get well soon. That's all you want to say. So, what do you write inside? Here's what I'd suggest. Or your wife will start looking elsewhere. What about when get well soon is not appropriate? Yeah? I've got a friend, he's quite seriously ill. Getting well soon would be miraculous. Getting well at all, we're told, is a long shot. But there was nothing for me in the card shop. I had to make my own card in the end. I went with Die with Dignity. He's a funny guy. I think he'll see the funny side. And if he doesn't, it's not as if I have to avoid him for long. World's best dad. If you want to see your kids again, leave £10,000 in the bins round the back of Dixon's. Good luck in your exam. I'm sure it's benign. I know you think that's offensive, but it's not when you compare it to this. I know nothing's happened yet. It's a card. On the front there is a girl throwing her hair back, clearly having a brilliant time. She's 16. It just says, you're 16. And then inside I've written, but it's still our little secret. Lots of love, Dad.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
I'm having to do a lot of baby cards recently because a lot of my friends are having babies, and you've got to do the card for when the baby arrives, but also the one when they find out they're pregnant. So first one, you're having a baby. Thank fuck for that. I thought you'd been getting fat. You're having a baby. And that's final. Yours, the Catholic Church. Oh, they're sticklers for that kind of thing.
You have to have the baby.
It's a girl. Better luck next time. Lots of love, the Chinese. Is anyone celebrating anything this evening? Is anyone a birthday, anniversary, anything going on in your lives? Birthday! Are you sextuplets or something? What? Who's got a birthday up there? Hi. How old are you? 17? Great news, I'm not going to jail. And so you're 17, what, today?
No,
March?
March.
No, sorry, you've misunderstood. You come and sit with her. We've all got birthdays. at different times of the year. When someone says, "Do you have a birthday?" they tend to mean now. They don't just mean, were you born of woman? March, you can fuck off. What do you do?
I go to school.
No, I meant sexually. She's 17, that's fine. It's not fine, it's deeply creepy. I like the way that woman gave me a thumbs up, though. Thanks for that. Yeah, you pop up there and groom her. I'll be up in a minute, you bloody weirdo. Has anyone else got a birthday? More legitimate. You've got a birthday. And how old are you?
26.
You're 26 tomorrow. Okay, well, that's a problem. What's your name?
David.
David, all right, your card, David. What do you do? You're a doctor. Okay. Happy birthday, David. My wrist. What's happened? How annoyed are you at that? Everyone you've ever met. I've got a terrible rash on my cock. I'm joking, it's not terrible, you'll be fine. I'll wear a condom, there won't be a problem. I'm joking. I'm not going to wear a condom. So you're a doctor. What kind of doctor are you?
I like paediatrics.
Well, I can't say that I approve, but I admire your honesty.
You know, I love it when comedians do crowd work, and he's pretty funny at making up something up on the spot. Not every comedian is super funny making something on the spot, but he does good crowd work.
Happy birthday, David. I've written in big, don't touch them. Just a little reminder. There you go, there's a card. Happy birthday to David. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy birthday.
Jimmy Carr. I gotta say, I know of Jimmy Carr already. I didn't know this particular stand-up, but I know of him because I saw him, and I think it's called The Green Room with Paul Provenza or something like that. It's a show where comedians go and they invite like 5 comedians and they all talk about comedy and stuff like that. I saw one with him and Tim Munich or something like that, and a couple of other guys, and he tells one of his most offensive joke, which is I'm not gonna spoil it, but some people may know it. It's a joke about mosquitoes in Africa. That's all I'm gonna say. So I knew of him, and that whole segment that I saw in the green room, I thought he was one of the best ones there. One thing that I like about Jim in particular is that I like how he deconstructs things. He deconstructs the concepts, right? They may not always make me laugh out loud, but they're always humorous in my head, and they're always interesting at least. So even if he's not making me laugh out loud, he's exploring an interesting concept, which is very important to comedy too. Like people like George Carlin did that. Well, that was the very best of comedian Jimmy Carr. I like this. This was funny. I like Jimmy. If anybody has any recommendations for something they would like me to react to, please post them in the comments, and I'll be sure to react to it. I'll see you guys later.